Hello everybody, welcome to another video. Mr Politics here. Labour fined an extra 2 million for NHS appointments in their first 5 months in government. Now, how did they manage to reach that? Find an extra 2 million appointments. How did they come up with that number? I don't believe them. I don't think they did. They couldn't have come up with that many appointments in only being in government for 5 months. It surely takes longer than that to find extra NHS appointments, because you know what it's the NHS is like at the moment. It's on its knees. It's dying of a slow death is the NHS, but the Labour to say that is quite laughable, really. I mean, I don't know where they found those figures from. Did they just pluck them out of thin air? Did they just magically made them up? I think they just made them up. They just came up with a figure to make everybody happy, to deflect attention from all the problems Labour have at the moment. I, for one, don't believe them. I just don't believe it. Why don't, when Starmer is next at Prime Minister's questions time, why doesn't Kemi Baker not ask him where those figures have come from, where he gets his figures from? Why doesn't he bring the figures to Parliament with him and show everybody, all the MPs and all the country, where these extra 2 million appointments have come from? Because it's damned near impossible at the moment to see a doctor or a dentist. I'm one of the lucky ones. I've got a dentist, so I'm all right, but for some it's not. They, like I've said, they can't see a doctor or see a dentist when they need one. It's just impossible at the moment. I don't know how Starmer manages to come up with this figure, or the Health Secretary, West Streeting. How they manage to do this, I think they must have, like I've said, I think they must have fiddled the figures. They've got to have fiddled the figures somehow. I'm just conning the voters again, and conning people like he conned them into voting for them at the last election. But to come up with this so soon and so quick is a bit questionable, don't you think? Don't you think it is? I don't know how they've done it, but they must have had a magic wand, just waved a magic wand, and these extra appointments appeared out of nowhere. Because the way the hospitals are at the moment, I mean, people are waiting for different operations, for knee operations and hip operations, and they've got to wait nearly 12 or 18 months. Sometimes it's 18 months they have to wait for an operation. But I don't believe them. I don't believe a word Starmer says, nor should you. You shouldn't take any notice of him, because he's a liar. He's a liar and a fraud. He shouldn't be Prime Minister, but I just don't know how they've come up with these figures. I know the NHS is not in the best shape at the moment, but it's happened too quick for my liking that they've come up with these figures. I mean, when the Tories were in government, they couldn't come up with these kind of figures after being in government for a short time. But Starmer has managed to come up with it. Somebody's probably fiddled the figures. I'm fiddling the figures. He's got somebody to fiddle the figures for him to make the figures look good, and we all know they're not. We all know, like I've said, it's impossible to see a doctor and a dentist and even have an hospital appointment. It's just impossible at the moment, the way things are. I sometimes wonder if how much longer we're going to have an NHS. Way to go, in years to come, we might not have one. Who knows, we might not, by the end of the next decade, we might not have an NHS. We might have to all start to pay. Who knows, I hope not. Because not everybody can afford to pay for private health care. But like I've said, I don't know how Starmer has come up with these figures. I dare say somebody will do some digging and they'll find out that, that these extra 2 million NHS appointments don't exist. He's just made it up to make him look good. Because you know Starmer, what a liar he is and a fraudster. I suppose when he's in Parliament this week, on Wednesday, Prime Minister questions, he'll lie about something again like he always does. I mean, I notice he's on his travels again. He's in Paris, isn't he, to talk about Ukraine. Well, anyway, that's the end of this video. Mr. Politics here signing off. And remember, don't believe the lies.